Hi YouTube, it's Lena and I'm here today with my empties. Yay! I know I'm always late with these every month, but I really only put in here what I finished from the beginning of the previous month to the end. So in this case, it would be June 1st through June 30th. So yeah, I do have a goal of finishing up $4,000 worth of product this year, which means I have to finish at least $334 every month. I am actually ahead on that goal as of right now, but let's see if I'm still on track at the end. So stay tuned. First, I'm going to go over my makeup because I keep that separate, and you go ahead and talk about it first because that's what everybody likes. So first, I have my MAC Fix Plus Matte. I really didn't find this to be any different than the regular MAC Fix Plus, except it was missing that smell that I kind of associate with MAC Fix Plus and really like. So I'm trying to go cruelty free, so I wouldn't repurchase anyway, but I didn't particularly like this for a matte I didn't particularly like this for a matte setting spray anyway, so I wouldn't repurchase anyway. I know some people really like this, like for oily skin, but for whatever reason, it just didn't work out spectacularly for me. Next, I have the Iconic London Brow Sculpt and Boost Eyebrow Cushion. It does come with like a little brush, but I have kept that and it is now somewhere on my desk. But this is what it looks like on the inside. It has two colors. I tended to just mix them back and forth. But it was really, really nice as far as a brow product is concerned. There was a learning curve with it, definitely. Like, you had to be really careful with it or you would wind up with like super Groucho Marx eyebrows really, really easily. I definitely did more than a couple of times. But other than that, I did really like it, but this is $39. I got this in a Boxy Luxe and it dries out in about 2.5 months of use. So I wouldn't go back and purchase it, but I did enjoy it. And if I got it in another box, I would definitely use it. Here we have the Wet n Wild Cucumber Photo Focus 3-in-1 Primer Water. This stunk, like actually smells really, really bad. So I did not enjoy it, but I had purchased it and I wanted to use it up. These don't come with a lot of product. They only come with like 1.5 ounces of product. So I tended, every time I would buy one of these sprays from Wet n Wild, I would go through it really fast. But Wet n Wild's cruelty status is, let's call it problematic currently. So I will not be repurchasing from them. Speaking of Wet n Wild, I also finished the Wet n Wild Mattifying Powder. This is their translucent white powder, but I can't get it open because I just did my nails, but it's just a big pan of powder. This does not actually come with a lot of product though. It only comes with 0.21 ounces or 6 grams. I went through this in about a month, like using it all over my face in about a month. So even if I was not repurchasing, even if I was buying from Wet n Wild, I still wouldn't repick this up because you just go through it too fast. Next, I have the Laneige Slip Sleeping Mask. This is the berry scent. I know they just came out with the, what's it called, like a vanilla scent. It does smell really, really good, but I don't believe Laneige is cruelty free, so I would not repurchase because of that. But if they were, I would, because it did feel really nice on the lips and gave me some nice feeling lips in the morning. I have the Dior Face and Body Foundation. This had like the worst scent I have ever smelled in a foundation. Just like something horrifically perfumed. I can't get another full face of it, so I just kind of stopped on it. Ugh, yeah. And it got really greasy on me throughout the day, so I wouldn't want to seek it out anyway. I even got rid of like a foil sample of it that I had because I was like, I really don't like that. I should have tried the full sample first and then gotten rid of that, but you live and you learn. Here is a Buxom lip gloss in the shade White Russian. I do really like this. I would repurchase both this shade and the gloss in general. I have bought full sizes in the past. This was a kit I bought a couple of years ago that I'm still trying to go through. I've only got, I think, like 2 of them left though, so I will eventually go through them. And after I go through them, I would probably just pick 1 or 2 shades and stick with that versus buying another kit. But these kits are definitely worth the money if you want to try a lot of colors. But for the most part, I would suggest if you like the kind of tingly lip plumping formula, just go and pick yourself out like 1 or 2 colors. Here is another Stila Glitter and Glow that I finished up. This one was Kitten Karma. These are really, really pretty, but especially the minis, dry out kind of quickly. So this is another thing where I would suggest just going, swatching, picking out a couple of shades you know that you'll use very frequently versus buying a bunch of minis or, God forbid, buying a bunch of full sizes of them. Just grab yourself like 1 or 2 of them. I would recommend personally. You know, unless you're like, you know, a makeup pro that does makeup on a lot of people or something like that. I think my cat is playing with a piece of tape and it is so loud. Here is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. It's, you know, fine. It's actually a really nice mascara, and I will say the full size, you know, it's metal. It actually like clicks shut, so you know it's shut. I mean, it's a really good formula, but it tends to dry out fairly quickly for a full size, so I wouldn't recommend it based on that, but I love getting minis of these, like in, you know, kits or as a not a point perk, but like, what's it called? Like a free mini with a Sephora order or something like that. If it pops up, I will get it, but this came in a BoxyCharm. That's why I have a full size. Like, I totally didn't purchase it. These I do really love, but they're one of those that are really, what's it called? Melty. This is the Tarte Lip Quenches, I think they're called. I bought a kit for Christmas last year when it went half off. This one is in the shade Berry, but they're really, really like not pigmented at all. They actually really remind me of the Fresh Sugar lip balms, especially in that melty quality too. Although I'm guessing that this cardboard packaging is a little more biodegradable, which is nice. But I really like these. But I really like the Fresh Sugar lip ones too. So if you like that sort of product and you're trying to go cruelty free, I would actually recommend this as kind of a cruelty free dupe. Although now that CoverGirl's cruelty free, they have theirs as well that are like advertised as a dupe. I remember when those came out and they're like, it's a dupe of a $22 lip product, if they still have them. I'm not entirely sure. But I just remember them advertising like that, and I'm like, y'all have no shame. For better or worse, y'all have no shame right there. Anyways, next is this Lancome Liquid Pencil in Noir Intense. It's just a black. I mean, it is like a really pigmented black pencil, but I mean, that's not hard to get in either the drugstore or high end, so I would not seek this out. I got this as part of a Sephora, like I think it was, you know how Sephora puts out a big kit every year around the holidays, like they call it like the Superstars or something like that. I haven't bought it the last couple of years because they haven't been as good as they used to be, because they're always like $70, so you want them to be really good. This was in one of those that I bought, and I finally used it up. Now, I know I used 2 makeup samples, but I don't know where one is. It might just, you know, be in there somewhere. This one, though, I really liked. It was the Jouer High Coverage Liquid Concealer. My only problem with it, though, is that, like, this shade is not nearly as light as that picture makes it out to be. And that really made me bad. Like, it's wheat, which right there, it looks like it would be great for me. But it is actually, like, if you look on the inside, you can see it's actually pretty darn dark. So I would need like one of the top 2 shades, and I would love to get like a sample of one of those shades. Obviously I didn't use any of the rest of the shades because I knew they were not going to match me when that one didn't. But it did have some really good high coverage. I would like to try it again in my shade because I was trying to use it under my eyes and I was like, oh, that's wrong. But the Wet n Wild Wipe Translucent Powder kind of helped balance that out some. All right, let's get into everything else. There's not a ton of stuff in here because I had to go ahead and spoil that for you. A fairly light month on stuff. But we'll get into it. I have some cotton rounds. Now I stopped using cotton rounds for my toner and stuff. This, however, was actually what my nail polish one when I removed nail polish, so it took me a lot longer to go through. But these are from Walgreens, I believe. They're fine. They work. I usually buy the... Sorry, I'm pulling my trash can closer. I usually buy the Ulta ones now, but I might switch to the Dollar Tree ones since I'm just using them for nail polish now, so I might as well go as cheap as I can. But they were fine. Here we have some AOA Studio Makeup Remover Cleansing Wipes in green tea. These are really nice, and I definitely recommend them, even though you only get 15 for $1. They're still a better price than like the e.l.f. ones, for example. You get more for $3 versus then I think you get like 30 for $3 or 25 for $3 from them, and here you would get like 45 for $3. So definitely a better price. And they have a couple of scents, and I think an unscented one too that I would definitely recommend checking out. I kind of want to move away from makeup wipes. Normally I mainly use these in like doing my makeup. I remove like, you know, foundation in the back of my hand, swatches and stuff like that. But I want to start remembering to keep like a wash rag and some micellar water in here to do that instead, so that, you know, I'm trying to be more environmentally conscious. Good. Which I also want to figure out what stuff I can recycle, because I do have a recycling pickup now every Friday. So I would like to figure out, okay, what can I recycle? I know you have to like clean stuff out to recycle it, but we shall see. I'm trying to be better about that kind of stuff. I also have the Ulta on-the-go makeup remover facial towelettes that I got for like they were part of one of those spend so much on Ulta products, get like this big bag of Ulta stuff for free. I think there were either 5 or 6 in here. 5. They were okay, but not great. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend them. I would recommend the AOA ones way more from Shop Miss A. That's where that's from, if you don't know. So, out of the 2 of them, I would recommend the Shop Miss A, and they are cruelty-free, as well as Ulta, so I'm not taking away from Ulta on that. So yeah, let's see. I have the Honest Beauty Refreshing Clean Gel Cleanser. Very basic cleanser, but I believe this is fairly expensive, so I would not repurchase that, but I got this as part of a swap. I think it came in like a Target beauty box ages ago. Here we have the Tony Moly Painting Therapy Pack Sebum Control Black Color Clay Mask. This was really nice for a clay mask, and it's really inexpensive, but Tony Moly is, well, they sell in China. Actually, all Korean beauty produced there is cruelty-free. Like South Korea itself went cruelty-free. But if you sell in China, they will test your products, your finished products, on animals. So that's where Wet n Wild gets into trouble specifically now. But Tony Moly sells in China, so I would not repurchase that. I have a makeup sponge. This is the Eco Tools makeup sponge, which I used to really love before I got into the AOA one. And it has like silver lace throughout, supposedly to keep microbes at bay. But this is really hard compared to the AOA one. But I misplaced my back stock of them, so I had to buy this at a pinch. And I can't go back to this anymore. And I go through these a lot faster than the $1.55 AOA ones. Like, this lasted me barely 2 months. Those AOA ones usually last me 4 months apiece. So would not repurchase unless I'm in a pinch again. Let's see. We have a antibacterial gel. This is one I got from a purchase that I made online from somebody, but it is from Fawcett Memorial Hospital. So obviously I can't get this again, but that's unfortunate because it smelled really good. What was the scent on this? I just got a little on my nose. Yeah, it's like something citrusy. I really liked it, but unfortunately I can't get it again. So let's see. Here we have the Orbe Dry Texturizing Spray. I do really, really love this for like getting volume in my roots. I didn't want to put anything on my hair tonight because I just washed it. But yeah, I really like this, but it's really, really expensive. Here we have a About to Begin body scrub from Zany Laney. Scent notes are cotton candy, lemon drops, and sugar. I do really like these. I mean, I go through them fairly fast, honestly, so if you're purchasing for them, I would recommend picking out one scent you like and buying a couple, or just buying a couple at a time. But they're like really basic ingredients. They're brown sugar, white sugar, apricot kernel oil, emulsifier, coconut oil, and fragrance oil, and that is it. So yeah, if you like kind of really basic ingredients in your stuff, I would definitely recommend them. And they're cruelty free too. Their fragrance oils aren't tested on any animals. So yeah. Here we have a Wet n Wild Perfect Pout Lip Scrub in Watermelon. Not only would I not repurchase this again, they changed the freaking formula on their lip scrubs. Like I had bought one before the whole Wet n Wild thing came out. And they used to be like really, really gritty and not a lot of oil or whatever in them. But they've added a lot more of, not necessarily oil, but some kind of moisturizing agent. They're not nearly as scrubby as they used to be, so do not recommend. Here we have a Skin Food Black Sugar Mask. I use this as just an exfoliating wash, but there it is right there. I found this while I was unpacking because I went through like a full size of this, I think last year or the year before. I'm not sure about their cruelty-free status. I would have to check that, but if they are cruelty-free, I would be willing to repurchase again. I do really like this as a scrub. I got that one from Ipsy, but I forgot to include this last month because I had used it to hold another oil, but I finished that oil, so I figured I would throw it in this month. This is the Alterna Caviar Anti-Aging Omega and Anti-Frizz Dry Oil Mist. I did really like this. Like, what's in here now isn't that oil, it's a different oil, so don't pay attention to what it looks like. I loved having an oil that I could just spray in my hair and go versus having a really heavy oil that I had to be really careful with. I didn't have to be super careful with this. But I have to check their cruelty-free status. I don't know for sure, but if they are cruelty-free, I would actually probably purchase a full size of this. Sol de Janeiro, this is the body spray. This doesn't last nearly as long as the moisturizer does, so if I want to smell like that, I would just buy the lotion. This was just a mini that came in a kit that I bought last year, so I would actually be willing to buy the lotion if it was the only one I had, even though it's like $44, and I know that's really expensive, but it basically doubles as a perfume, body fragrance, whatever, too. So here is that. Speaking of fragrances, I also have the Zany Laney Treat Yourself body spray with elderberries, pomegranate, and basil. Let's give this a sniff. I can't quite remember what it smells like. Okay, yeah. I admit, there's something in here, I'm guessing the basil, that I'm not overly fond of, but I did like it. I liked it okay enough to use it up, but this is one I probably wouldn't repurchase personally. But they have a lot that I do love, so just not this one. This one wasn't my favorite. Here we have the Tatcha the Water Cream. I did really like this. Like, a little went a long way, so this lasted me longer than I expected. My only complaint is that this is so expensive for what it is. Like, I know a little goes a long way, but damn, it's like $70, so probably wouldn't purchase that. Oh, speaking of the Sol de Janeiro Boom Boom Cream, I went through a $20 thing of it. Like, you could buy this little miniature version, but like I said, I got this as part of the kit last year. Like, it came with this, the little bitty one, and the fragrance, but I really love this. This lasted me a couple of months, so yeah, I could easily swing this every couple of months. It's 2.5 ounces or 75 milliliters if you're curious, but I love this. I really do. Yes, it makes smoke. I've said this before. The scent not only clings to me and lasts all day, it clings to everything I touch before it dries. So like, my sheets will smell like this. My dogs will smell like this because they huddle up to me as soon as I sit down. My couch will smell like this. Now that I have a cat, my cat will probably smell like this the next time I use it, but it's all right. Just kind of go into it knowing, like, definitely go to a Sephora and smell this before just straight up buying it. But even, I didn't really like it at first, and then I got a little bitty $10 one from BoxyCharm, and I decided to try it and use it up. And the scent really grew on me, but it is potent. And if it's not your cup of tea, you will hate it. I believe they have a couple of different scents now. Let's see. We have the Briogeo Don't Despair Repair Strength and Moisture Leave-In Mask. I liked this fine, but I can get similar what? What's the word? Similar results from the drugstore, so I probably wouldn't repurchase that. I have an Eco Tools mask remover sponge. I did repurchase these recently because I love them for removing like clay masks, making that just so much easier to do. Here we have a Purely's Pure Bright Ultra Skin Brightening Serum. This little mini is worth like $25. This is really expensive. It was like a nice kind of basic serum for the daytime. I'm not entirely sure if it brightened my skin. Hydroquinone free with vitamin C for bright, luminous, even toned skin. I do like something with vitamin C for a daytime serum, but I just picked up the Physicians Formula Vitamin C Shot Boost stuff that they sell now for skincare. Excuse me. And that's like $10, so way cheaper than like say the Ole Hendrickson vitamin C serum. So I hope that that works out for me, because I'd rather spend $10 every couple of months than $50 every couple of months on that. Okay, I think here's the other makeup sample that I used. This was the Milk Makeup Blur Liquid Matte Foundation. This was also way too dark for me. It is in Golden Light, which was super orange on me. I would need like one of their new shades over here. I did actually really like the formula though, so it was unfortunate that it was the shade was so dark on me. But I would love to go to Sephora and like get a little pot sample of that and try it out. Let's see, masks. I was kind of bad at using my sheet mask last month. Like, I have 5 in here total from June. I've already used up 4 in July, so there you go. Shining Nature Purity Rose Supercharged Mask was fine. Glam Glow Bubble Sheet Mask. I really like these, but they are like $9 a mask, so I try to swap for them when I can versus, you know, purchasing them. Tony Moly Bubble Sheet Mask. This is only on the bottom half of your face for some reason, so once it bubbles up, I just spread it everywhere, but like I said, I wouldn't repurchase this again because they're not cruelty free. BioRepublic Aloe Rescue. This was really nice, and the Bon Vivant Botanical Mask Pack and Collagen and Olive was fine, but like not super duper awesome or anything. And some regular like foil samples. Let's see, the Ven Effect Anti-Aging Intensive Moisturizer. This is so expensive and it's really heavy duty. So if you want like an anti-aging heavy duty moisturizer for like dry skin, I would actually recommend this, but it's just too much for my skin. Sunday Riley CEO Rapid Flash Brightening Serum. I'm hoping that, say, the Physicians Formula is a good enough vitamin C serum so I don't have to purchase anything like this. This was really nice though. For even just, you know, using it once, I could tell that it was really nice. I would honestly need like a mini to get a real opinion on it, but it felt really good going on the skin, and my skin does take really well to vitamin C. Hemp's Milk and Honey Herbal Body Moisturizer. I'm not British, don't pronounce the H in herbal. The smell is fine. It's not my favorite. Like Milk and Honey is just not my favorite scent, but it doesn't really bother me. But their moisturizers are really good because they cost like 20 something dollars, but you get so much. You get like this big giant pump bottle of it, so you'll have it forever. So I do recommend them, just that wasn't my favorite scent. The Cetaphil Hydrating Eye Gel Cream. I'm not sure if this is cruelty free, but if it is, I would actually probably purchase it because it was really nice as far as a eye cream is concerned. Like, it definitely gave me a good boost of moisture under there. It's like the one place where I want something kind of heavy as far as the moisturizer is concerned. Let's see, Perfectly Posh Barretall Simple Micellar Cleansing Wipe. This was actually really nice. I don't remember where I got this from. Some order I made from somebody. And finally, I have a little sample of the Simple Micellar Water. I've said this many times. I love this stuff, but Simple isn't cruelty free, so I can't repurchase. So that is it. I don't know my exact total for this month, but I did come a little short as far as the 334 thing. Let me take out my notebook. I had to actually get a new notebook for, not that one, for July because I ran out of pages. So let's see. What was it? $320.17, so not quite, but I'm well on my way to hitting my goal this month. This is one of the few months that I've come up short, and I've had several months that I've went like January I had like $500 and something, so I'm definitely not worried about hitting my goal overall. So that's it. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, I do really appreciate it, and hopefully I will see you later. Bye.